So that's the new tire hugger. Morning friends, Ben back again with another video. So this is what has arrived. You can see it's a motocross Fender that I got from Amazon. I paid very little for this, 1200 bucks, and look at what I got. Fantastic product, very good plastic, and not as flexible as it should be, like one of those the reviewers had pointed out. But that being said, this can definitely take a fall. This is I think this is better than this in terms of flexibility. This is far more flexible than your stock mock Fender or whatever it is that you want to call this. I ran into some technical difficulties. If you can see, look at the hole pattern here and look at the one on this one. It's super different. Maybe the top holes, of course I can maybe just widen these holes on the motocross Fender and match the top holes, but definitely not the bottom ones. The bottom ones are a little too wide. So yeah, so the whole idea of doing this was to have something which was just one Fender and eliminate the tire hugger, but now I think I'm forced to rethink the whole approach. So I'll just ponder over this for a while and get back to you guys. This looks super sexy, no doubts about it, and this is definitely going to take care of the slush and the mud and anything for that matter that the tire throws at it. This can definitely take care of. I will never have to worry about dirt hitting the headlight again. So let me just think about what can be a good solution to this fix, to this problem, and then I'll connect with you guys. And so that's what's become of the brand new Fender that you saw. So there was just absolutely no way of going around fitting that on the stock holes because there wasn't sufficient width. This is a less wide unit compared to that. If you guys can see, these holes are too spaced out, and I don't think I mean, there was absolutely no other way of going about doing it. So what I have done now is I have kind of chopped this mudguard, which was like this. It was a unit like that. I have chopped the front and the rear, and I'm going to be attaching the rear to this separately and the front to that separately. Okay, so here it is. The final adjustments have been made. I have made all the necessary corrections, and here it is. This was an easy fix. 2 bolts, there you go. That was the bottom part of it, and the front is super ready. Some more decals on, and one would not even notice it. It would just be more like a design element. With that being said, the back was a lot more trickier. If you guys can see, there's a lot going on in here, isn't it? Yeah. So this is how I plan on mounting things. So if you can see, I've made these grooves with which I can secure the lower half, and then you have a flathead Allen key bolt that goes on top from there, and yeah, I'll just run this through to the other end and get back to you guys. So that's the new Fender. Completely custom, 3 pieces instead of 1. Weighs almost the same, so I don't really have any complaints. Weighs the same, 3 pieces fixed together. See that on the top? It's a screw and a locking nut underneath, and yeah, so the only thing that I'll now have to keep in mind is this raised bolt head. So for that I plan on using these washers to raise the height of the mounting points, if you can see. Yeah, I'll just raise the height there. 2 more washers here and here, and job's well done. Morning guys, Ben back again. So as you can see, the mudguard or the fender mod is done, and that is what I've managed to pull off. That's my race fender, I guess. I don't really know what to call this, but I think I've done a fantastic job of converting the motocross to something that looks like that, and I'm just in love with it. So if you guys can see, the biggest job was to get this to sit somewhere in between and take all that gunk. And I mean, yeah, this particular cable, that is your brake hose cable, gets rerouted from the outside instead of from underneath. It gets rerouted from the outside. It comes from right about here, and it holds on to the hugger as well. So nothing much to worry about that. I mean, this routing is not going to be a deal breaker. And meanwhile, this sits on the fender with just 2 bolts. That's the extension, and that's how the motorcycle looks now. So the whole idea behind this was to eliminate the tire hugger or the lower fender and just use this as an upper fender. And some of those tricky areas are this: you need sufficient clearance to be able to pull this off and not have anything hit on the frame. So that's very important. That's one thing that you need to keep in mind: how much to cut, what angle should the bend be, so that, you know, it goes in, gets sandwiched pretty comfortably, and yet doesn't hit the frame. Or, you know, the handlebar free play is extremely important. These little bits and pieces can mess up the whole ride. So that's one aspect that you have to keep in mind. And another aspect is, how far can you go with this piece, the front fender extension? How far can you extend this? If you watch carefully, this particular design starts tapering down from a point, from right about the center. It starts tapering down, and if you were to take another 3 or 4 or 5 inches, it'll be okay. 3 inches maybe. I think I've taken 3.5 inches or something, and that's about it. That's right where you want to stop. You don't want to be extending it further and further, is because with every single pothole, the tire will definitely give the fender a nice hit. So and of course, this particular suspension of the Himalayan, unless you change the oil to a higher viscosity, you will have quick compression and damping. So this just gets bottomed out every single time, and you will definitely have the tire hitting your mudguard if you go any further than that. So 3 inches is a good amount of extension. And what else did I have to work on? And the rest of it is fabrication. The rest of it is you trying to cut things to look neat and clean and, you know, professional. So that's the motocross fender, and the way I've managed to finish everything up. Okay, so that was the quick test ride, and all seems well. The bike can definitely handle the new mod. The suspension is, or the tires aren't hitting the mudguard as I had kind of imagined. A tiny possibility here and there of the tires hitting the mudguard. Well, that's not happening. Things are good, and I think I should be calling it quits here. I am done with the next mod of the motorcycle, and that's how the Himalayan looks. Himalayan. Every single time I have this. I don't really know what to call the machine. So that's the new tire hugger. So if you guys like the video, kindly consider subscribing to the channel, because I'm going to be putting out a lot of these kind of mods every now and then. And also I am a big maintenance guy, so if you would tune into the channel, you'll be able to get your whole idea, your perception of how to go about maintaining your motorcycles is going to be completely altered. You will have a nice time working on your motorcycles, getting to know them better. So well, that's the whole of it. A simple motocross Fender that did not fit my motorcycle, managed to somehow make it fit by chopping it into pieces, but at times that's how you go about things. Kindly share these videos if you can, it's because that's the only way these videos are going to be making any kind of a difference. So see you guys on another video very soon. Until then, it's Ben signing out for now. Ciao.